Hello sporters. Welcome to Endless Sport Time. All NBA teams have a GOATs, and some are still playing. Here are the best players from all 30 teams. There are players that come to mind, just by the name of the franchise. Not every team has LeBron James, or Michael Jordan, but there are GOATs in their own style. Atlanta Hawks, Bob Pettit. Pettit spent his entire career with Milwaukee and St. Louis Hawks. He spent 3 years with the Louis Hawks, and retired before moving to Atlanta. The power forward scored over 20,000 points, and averaged 26.4 points, and 16.2 rebounds per game, making him the Hawks' leading scorer in franchise history. He led the team to their first and only NBA championship in 1958. Boston Celtics, Larry Bird. Bird won 3 NBA championships with the Celtics, and won 2 NBA Finals MVP awards. Bird won 3 consecutive regular season MVP awards. As of 2020, the only other players to accomplish this feat are Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. Brooklyn Nets, Jason Kidd. The Nets never won a championship, but Kidd led them to the NBA Finals, including their first tournament in 2002. As a point guard, he was a 5-time All-Star, 6-time All-Defensive Player, and 2-time All-NBA First Team. Charlotte Hornets, Kemba Walker. Founded in 1988, the Hornets are one of the youngest teams in the league. It was not the most successful team, with a 0 division title, let alone the championship. Walker scored the most points, and most minutes played for Charlotte, after being drafted 9th overall in the 2011 draft, before being traded to the Boston Celtics in 2019. Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Jordan led the Bulls to all of their title wins. He is the GOAT of the NBA, not to mention everything the Chicago Bulls have to offer. Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James. Another obvious pick, James was drafted 1st overall by the Cavaliers in 2003, and returned to help the franchise win in 2016, after a brief stint with the Miami Heat. Dallas Mavericks, Dirk Nowitzki. Another title team, Nowitzki was key to the Mavericks' 2011 success. The German forward was named MVP in 2007, and played 51,368 minutes for Dallas, 21,000 more than Rolando Blackman's second career mark. Nowitzki is well ahead of the list for points scored with 31,560 points. Blackman is second again with 16,643 points. Denver Nuggets, Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is definitely the best player of all time of the franchise. He is the only player of the Nuggets' history to have won the MVP award, and he did it twice. And his stats are the best of the franchise. Detroit Pistons, Isaiah Thomas. Thomas spent his entire 13-year career in Detroit, leading them to 2 championships, as part of the Bad Boy Pistons. Thomas is an excellent scorer, great defender, and good playmaker, one of the best point guards in history. Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry. Curry has set a whole new set of records with the Golden State Warriors. He helped the franchise win 4 championship titles. He is a 2-time season MVP, and 2 times final MVP. He helped the franchise win very important games, while setting amazing individual records. He presently holds the record of the most 3 points in NBA history. Houston Rockets, Hakeem Olajuwon. Olajuwon led the Rockets to their only championship in 1994 and 1995, and led the team in several records, including games played, field goals made, points scored, offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, steals, and blocks. One of the greatest point guards of all time, Olajuwon was drafted number 1 by the Rockets in 1984, 2 picks ahead of Michael Jordan. Indiana Pacers, Reggie Miller. Miller was eye-catcher in his career. His 31 Pacers jersey was retired by the franchise. The 5-time All-Star played more than 500 games for Indiana, made 2,563 points, and scored more than 25,000 points, and led the franchise in assists and steals as well. Los Angeles Clippers, Bob McAdoo. McAdoo was drafted 2nd overall by the Buffalo Braves, now called the Clippers, in 1972. He averaged 28.2 points per game in 334 games. He won 3 straight titles with the Braves. During the 1974-75 season, one evening, the big center averaged 34.5 points, and 14.1 rebounds. And he won the MVP award. Los Angeles Lakers, Magic Johnson. The Lakers have had some terrific players wear purple and gold over the years, but none was better than Magic. The point guard made 10,141 assists, 1,724 steals, and scored 19.5 points per game as he won 5 NBA titles. Memphis Grizzlies, Zach Randolph. It was a tough choice between Marc Gasol and Randolph. Randolph scored 9,261 points in 551 games for the Grizzlies, and his incredible defense made it a night game nightmare. His number 50 jersey is the only jersey retired by Memphis. Miami Heat, Dwayne Wade. Wade won 2 titles with LeBron James, but he tasted success even before the King came to Miami, and won the championship in the 2006 Finals Series against the Mavericks, averaging 34.7 points per game. The shooting guard played more than 2 years elsewhere from 2016 to 2018, before returning to the Heat for his final season. He led the franchise with 21,556 points. Others did not even reach 10K. Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. In 2021-22, Giannis became the all-time scorer of the Bucks, and overtook the legendary Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. The Greek Freak also leads the franchise in blocks and triple-doubles. Antetokounmpo, who spent his entire career in Milwaukee, is a 2-time MVP, 1-time Defensive Player of the Year, 6-time All-Star, 3-time All-NBA First Team, and 1-time champion, and from the look of things, is far from the finished line. Minnesota Timberwolves, Kevin Garnett. Garnett leads the Timberwolves overall in games, minutes, points, steals, assists, rebounds, blocks, and free throws. This one doesn't even come close, and doesn't need an explanation. New Orleans Pelicans, Chris Paul. Paul was drafted 4th overall, and has led the Pelicans to the playoffs in 3 of 6 years, winning at least 37 games each year. Anthony Davis leads the franchise in a number of records, but the edge goes to CP3. New York Knicks, Patrick Ewing. Ignoring the Ewing's theory, Patrick did everything he could to bring a 3rd championship to Madison Square Garden. Walt Frazier was great leading the Knicks to 2 titles in the 1970s, but Ewing led the way in points, blocks, rebounds, and game played. Ewing's legacy would have been very different had he not been one of Michael Jordan's many victims. Oklahoma City Thunder, Gary Payton. Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook put in a wonderful case to be the best Thunder player ever, but counting the Supersonics era, Payton is the franchise's best ever. Marcus Smart became the first guard to be named Defensive Player of the Year in 2022, since the glove won the award in '96. Payton was an incredible defender, great playmaker and a solid scorer. The perfect point guard. Orlando Magic, Shaquille O'Neal. The most dominant player in NBA history, played brilliantly in Orlando for 4 years, before joining the Lakers, and winning multiple championships. He averaged 27.2 points per game for the team that drafted him, leading the franchise to their first NBA Finals, just 6 years after becoming a franchise. Philadelphia 76ers, Julius Erving. Here, Wilt Chamberlain and Allen Iverson are both close to beating Dr. J during his 11 seasons with the Sixers. Erving never missed an All-Star game, and was named the league's MVP in 1981. He scored over 18,000 points, and is one of the most influential players in NBA history. Phoenix Suns, Steve Nash. Nash is one of 11 players to win back-to-back MVP awards, and he did so with the Phoenix Suns. He averaged 11 assists per game, and led the league in 5 different seasons. The point guard didn't take the Suns to the finals, unlike prime Charles Barkley, who was an aggressive demon during his time in Phoenix. Portland Trail Blazers, Clyde Drexler. Damian Lillard may be the Blazers' leading scorer, but Clyde the Glide is still the king of the division. Drexler spent 12 years in Portland, and was an 8-time All-Star. He can also thank MJ for not winning a championship with the Blazers. In the 1991-92 season, he suffered a finals loss to the Bulls, and Jordan robbed Drexler for the MVP award. Sacramento Kings, Oscar Robertson. No one comes close to the Big O for greatest player in this franchise history. Robertson recorded 176 triple-doubles. That is, 162 more than the second best, and is far ahead for assists and points. San Antonio Spurs, Tim Duncan. Spurs legend, Tim Duncan, made 15 All-NBA selections, and was named to the All-Defensive Team 15 times. Duncan won 5 championships, and was named MVP twice in his 19 years with the Spurs. Toronto Raptors, Kawhi Leonard. This could be a controversial decision, as Leonard only spent 1 season in Canada. But what a season that was. Kawhi took the Raptors to new heights, leading them to the only NBA championship in franchise history. The two-time Defensive Player of the Year, averaged 28.5 points per game, as the Raptors win over the Warriors in 6 games. Utah Jazz, Karl Malone. Malone scored 36,374 points for the Jazz, and dominated the Western Conference, with John Stockton in the 1990s. Malone won 2 MVP awards, and was a 14-time All-Star with Utah. Washington Wizards, Wes Unseld. Unseld was named Finals MVP in 1978, when he led the Bullets to their only NBA championship. He averaged 10.8 points, and 14 rebounds per game, leading the team to 4 Finals occasions. In 1969, Unseld was named League MVP, and Rookie of the Year. He joins Wilt Chamberlain as the only 2 players to accomplish the feat. Alright guys, this is all I have for today. If you think I left out something, don't hesitate to drop it in the comments section down below. Also, if you find this video interesting, give the video a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.